Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at some beers. The first beer of the day was sent to me by Brian, so thank you very much, Brian, out of Niagara Falls, Ontario, where the sea lions dance, or don't you know? There's so much to do. Okay, so this is from Counterpart Brewing on Stanley Avenue. This is one of their Clockwork IPAs. Now, Clockwork is usually a specific hop variant. It is 6.5% alcohol by volume. And we're just going to pull it up on here. This one is Nelson Sauvin and Mutuku. Sorry guys, just getting it up here. I thought it would be easy, that I would just scan the barcode, and I forgot that there is no barcodes on them. So they have things like Citra and Sabro, Citra and Mosaic, Nelson Sauvin and Matuku is what we're doing. They also have Mosaic and Simcoe, Citra and Nelson Sauvin, Citra and Simcoe. So a lot of times they use a really good one, like a really good hop for an IPA, and then a slightly worse hop for an IPA. I've only had one friend tap this one in. They've given it a 4 out of 5. Let's see what it says here. Exceptionally fruit forward, showcasing flavors of freshly squeezed oranges, passion fruit, peach, bubblegum, and citrus zest. Parker is the one person that's tapped it in. Oh, and he purchased it in London, Ontario at Milo's Craft Beer Emporium. I haven't been to Milo's in a very, very long time. So we'll just put this off to the side. We'll grab a beer can. So there is our can art. Looks rather nice. You can see some of the other cans that are up for debate tonight. You might see a blue up there. That's just, basically I pull them out, and it's not necessarily what I'm going to do that night. Usually it is, but it's not necessarily. And if I get that far down the list, if I get to here, we're doing just a beer chat. Now, you can't see, there is one over here, and this one would get pulled ahead of the brown bottle if we decide to do it. We'll see how time goes. Anyway, Nelson Sauvin and Mutuku. Yeah, I'm fucking around now. Okay, I wouldn't say I smell bubble gum from the can, but freshly squeezed oranges, okay. Passion fruit, okay. I'd actually say there's a little bit of guava, pineapple, and grapefruit as well. But it does say citrus zest. Now, would I say I pick up peaches from the can? No. So, I pick up a few fruits that aren't necessarily what they were hoping for, because they're not mentioned in the description. And I also don't pick up some of the things they mention in the description. That is fucking hazy. Wow. Huge snap, crackle, and pop. Huge. That sounds exquisite. So, can smell does not change as you get it down more. Glass smell. Really, I'm just picking up, like, out of the glass, I'm just picking up the oranges for the most part, and just a bitter back end. Would I say it's citrus zest? I don't think I would necessarily say citrus zest for that back end, but there is a citrusy note to it. Again, oranges, and then just a bitter note. Nelson Sauvin, I used to get a lot of pineapple from Nelson Sauvin. I'm not really picking any up on this. Motuka, it's not a new hop per se at this point in time, but it's still a newer hop. Like last in the Canadian market, I can think of it in the last like 9 years, and it's still. Well, I mean, Nelson Sauvin, the first time I ever had it, it was in a beer that made it with it the first time, and then had to change the hops the second time, which really changed the beer. And it was from Black Oak, and it was such a great hop that first time, and then the beer was not nearly the same the second time I had it. But the first time I had that was like 15 years ago. So, no, it would have been about 12 years ago. 12-ish, yeah. Yeah, more like 12. Maybe 9? No, 12. 10 or 12 years ago. I'm trying to gauge it on how old my son was when I first had it. Beer looks great. Cheers, let's try it. Wow. Okay. So, as the longtime viewers would know, and the longtime trolls would know, I'm not a huge fan of IPAs. That being said, you give me a nice fruit-forward IPA or a nice sour IPA, I can get behind that all day, every day. Hell, I've had one coffee IPA and I got behind that all day, every day too. But other than those three variants for the most part, usually at best I can go, I can buy this again, but I don't usually get excited. This is an IPA I could be excited for. I love the look of it. I really do. Now, is that haze full on natural, as in, is it full on from just the way you brewed it? Or, we got my Macho Man glasses here. Or, is it from using flour? There are a few breweries that have been gotten caught in the past using flour to really thicken up their beers, much like you'd use flour to thicken up a soup or thicken up a stew. Now, am I saying that's what they did? No, I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm saying I don't know the people there well enough to know, but it does say contains wheat on the back. And a lot of time, that's what it is. It's gonna be flour of some type to thicken it up. Again, not saying that's what they did. Again, I don't know who brews there. I don't know their plans enough. It was common knowledge which breweries were doing it when it first started happening in Ontario. And a brewery basically screwed themselves over with it one time because somebody asked them a question about what that was there for. And they said it's there for our IPAs because there was big sacks of flour out because they were going to do an IPA batch. And then they had all their damn tours and stuff, and they didn't do the batch that day, and they left the ingredients out. And there was picture and video, and there was a blog post, and it became fairly public knowledge at the time. I don't know if it's still even talked about to this day or not. I don't know enough about how it went down because I left the province and just stopped caring. So again, don't know if that's what they do, or if it's full on just brewing and not filtering anything and all that, but I don't care. It's a full bodied beer, lots of orange flavor, lots of passion fruit flavor, lots of grapefruit peel. I wouldn't say bubblegum at all. I wouldn't say peach at all. And I would toss in guava on that right up at the forefront. Excuse me. It is kind of gassy too, which I wouldn't believe because yeah, it's heady, but it has staying power and everything else. I don't mind that beer. I don't mind that beer at all. I could get excited about that beer. Out of 10 on that beer, I think I would give that... You know what? I think I would give that a solid 8.25. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.